portable things where you could watch
Portable
movies
DVD players or
on.
something,
It was like
yeah,
before
that
the
had-
iPads came in.
Yeah.
You know, yous were set up in the back seat. Like, don't mislead our incredible audience, okay? You guys had everything you needed. You had snacks, you had movies, you had everything except a bathroom.
Except the bathroom.
Look, I'm beating you. Okay, wait. I think I'm tired. wait, jump. Oh, jump. Oh, get the barrel.
Okay, that's a checkpoint. That means if we die,
Ooh,
we'll
I'm
start again
sweating.
there.
Okay. Teasing me. And people were laughing and stuff, and it was really starting to irritate me. I don't know if you know, but I do have a bit of a bad temper.
So I've heard.
Yeah, you've seen it a few times. Not directed at you, pretty much, but no. Anyway, so he was teasing me, and I got really mad, and I had the pencil in my hand, and I mean, it is what it is.
This wonderful episode of TCL is sponsored by Mason Bennett John Cox Lawyers. Buying or selling your home is one of your largest financial decisions, so it's important to have a professional with you at all times. With over 30 years of experience, Patrick Bennett is your trusted advisor in residential, rural, cottage, and commercial real estate law. Patrick is thorough and efficient, offering his extensive knowledge in real estate. His hands-on approach provides you with the confidence that you have a well-rounded professional working for you. Contact Mason Bennett John Cox today.
Well, hey there, kid.
Hey, we're here. Are we here? Are we really? Or what's this? What's going on?
What's going on today?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm decked out.
Yeah, it's Canada Day.
Canada
You
Day.
can tell by my festive red and white
Well,
shirt.
you wore red and white. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is one of my most favorite holidays of the year. As you know, I have already decked out our front
Yes, you
gardens. I did that a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
It was a little something to, wish Canada a happy birthday. But, it is a stat holiday. And the stat holiday falls on when we drop our episodes, which are Mondays at 7
right.
o'clock.
You're right.
So
yeah, we were.
what are we doing?
Well, we were thinking of what to do, and what we came up with was, well, for this long weekend, why don't you and we come up with a bunch of our favorite clips from the episodes that we've done, sort of a best of our favorite moments.
Yeah.
Throw them together, let the audience see, and give everyone a nice little break, a nice little vacation that they can get some good content out of, some good laughs.
I love that. Our production team, of course, we've got director, producer Dan, and all of the other people that work so hard for our podcast behind the scenes. Everybody gets a day off.
Yeah.
So what we need to make sure everybody needs to know is normally we drop on Mondays at 7 o'clock. Our best of is dropping Tuesday today, so you're going to be watching it right now.
Absolutely. So thank you to everyone who stuck with us so far. We've got plenty more to come. Be sure of that. But in the meantime, we hope you enjoy this little best of that we've created.
This season is powered by Angelo's Butcher Shop. Welcome to Angelo's Butcher Shop. They are a family-owned and family-run business with a long and proud history in the food industry in Durham region. Angelo has been a butcher for over 25 years, is passionate about his trade, and loves serving his customers. They want your experience with them to be simple, and they're committed to quality. They carry a selection of fine, fresh, premium meats and welcome custom orders. Each order is cut fresh, carefully prepared, and hand-packed to your specification on the day of your scheduled pickup delivery. All of their products are vacuum sealed for freshness at no extra charge. Let them know how many people you're feeding, and they'll customize your order to fit your needs. Angelo's Butcher Shop thanks you, and they want you to eat well. We did do a number of vacations.
Yeah.
There's one that kind of stands out in my head where I'm going to go, this was probably Austin's. Actually, there might be two that stand out in my head. You actually might have been mad at me in these ones. But you would have been mad at your dad for one of them. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I have a suspicion, but let's hear it.
You were sitting in the back seat with your brother. We were on our way
trip
to
to
Virginia
Florida.
Beach. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, which was a 2-day drive. We drove there, and it was a very long drive with very few bathroom breaks.
Okay, well, first of all, the bathroom breaks, I'm going to totally blame on your dad. And I'm not like, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely a driver and doesn't like to stop. But first of all, it was not that long. You guys had, at that time, you could like buy these portable things where you could watch
Portable
movies
DVD players or
on. It was like
something,
before the
Dad had.
iPads came in.
Yeah.
You know, yous were set up in the back seat. Like, don't mislead our incredible audience, okay? You guys had everything you needed. You had snacks, you had movies, you had everything. Except a bathroom.
Except the bathroom, which I would rank as pretty important.
Okay, so I remember, this is how I remember this going down. I remember when you were little, you were probably about 8 or 9, I feel like.
I think 9. Yeah.
And Austin would sit in the back seat and then your legs would start going like this.
Yes.
Right? And then I would turn around and I'd be like, you okay? You'd be like, Mom, I gotta go to the bathroom. And then I would say, Dave, you got to pull over at the next stop. Nope, not stopping. Austin, you can hold it, right? Mm-hmm. I understand what he was doing. I feel like we were really close to getting to our destination, which was the hotel at Virginia Beach.
The hotel,
I knew we were close. And then your legs started going more and more and more. And then about 20 minutes later, your brother is like, Dad, you got to pull over, right? And then what happened?
I peed myself. Right in my dad's truck.
So much. It was a river.
It's almost like I should have gone to the bathroom before.
It sounds like you should have went
Like,
before.
what you're saying is pretty much exactly what happened. The one thing I distinctly remember is we were passing by a gas station or a McDonald's or something on the highway. And Dad looked back. He's like, anyone got to go to the bathroom? And it's like, no. Yeah? Right past it. There we go.
Jump up, get the king. How do you jump? B,
the bottom line.
Get the apples.
Hold on.
Oh, oranges. Wait, bananas.
There. Now you're controlling.
Where am I?
You're him. You're the guy in the hat.
I'm the monkey. I'm not Donkey Kong. Oh my God, Austin. Okay, what is happening?
So the A button.
Oh, wait. Jump.
Yep, you did it.
Whoa, up, bananas. Oh my God, what is happening? Look, I'm beating you. Okay, wait, I think I'm tired. Wait, jump. Oh, jump. Oh, get the barrel.
Okay, that's a checkpoint. That means if we die,
I'm
we'll start again
sweating.
there.
Okay, holy crap.
Okay, so
get the O.
You're still controlling.
Oh, okay.
The A button.
Okay, what? Oh.
The A button, the button on the right.
Yes.
That switches us. So
to what? To be the donkey?
If you press that, I'll be in control again.
Oh, what do I want to do right now? Okay. So A switches.
Yes.
But B jumps. Look
B
at me,
jumps.
I'm jumping on you right now.
And
Look.
Y rolls or picks
Can
up.
you get the O and can you get the DK barrel? Can you get it?
I can, yeah.
You better get it if I switch you.
So can you, but I can.
Okay, I'm switching you.
Okay.
Okay, get it. Don't. You didn't get the barrel. Yes, you did. Good boy. Okay, wait. Wait.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait. We're just about to get the golden goose.
Okay.
Jump. How come you're on him? I'm not on him.
Okay, there's the N.
Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Okay, this is not fair because I'm not on the rhino.
Okay, you want to ride him? There you go. Just jump on him.
Where am I? How do I go the other way? Okay, there. Do I jump now?
Yeah, you're on him.
Okay. Oh, Austin! Oh, no. Oh, no. So sorry. I went right through. What happened? What? Oh! Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go back to grade 3.
Okay.
There was, in our grade 3 class, there was a kid who's, can I say that? I don't even know if I can say his name. But his name sounded a lot like Ronald McDonald. So he got teased a lot. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing. It's not funny. It's not funny. Anyways, so there was one boy and we were doing some sort of whatever at school, and we sat at tables like this, like we didn't really have our own desks. And I remember him saying that I was dating Ronald McDonald, and I was not.
Okay.
And I was really getting tired of him teasing me. And people were laughing and stuff, and it was really starting to irritate me. I don't know if you know, but I do have a bit of a bad temper.
So I've heard.
Yeah. You've seen it a few times. Not directed at you, pretty much, but no. Anyway, so he was teasing me, and I got really mad, and I had the pencil in my hand, and I mean, it is what it is. So he turned around, and I went...
You stabbed him.
I did. I got so much trouble.
I wonder why.
Have I not told you that story?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, him and I are friends on Facebook now.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So long and short of it is I got called into the office, and I remember Mr. Gilroy was like super, super mad at me, and I was like freaking out. And the teacher took me down there, and she was like, I know you did it because you were being teased. And I'm like, well, he shouldn't have said I was dating him. Long and short of it is I gave him lead poisoning. I'm not gonna lie. And I remember he was so mad at me because he had to get these shots like once a month. It was like a really bad scene.
No.
Yeah. But
Right back then, pencils would use like real lead.
do they not know?
They switched it because it would give people lead poisoning.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why they switched it. Yeah, so like, so I got in trouble then. And there were times like I never really got in trouble at school because I always was just, okay, do my work, hang out with my friends.
Right, yeah.
But, there were times in grade 10 when I would sneak to the school dances that, my dad would show up at the door. And one time the DJ, it was grade 10, and it was the band Asia that came to play at our school.
Oh.
Yeah. And the DJ said, Tara Andrews, your dad is at the door. But you know what? That's an interesting thing. These are some of the things that people in the service industry have to deal with. You know, it's one thing to go in there and eat. It's another thing to really appreciate all of the things that these people do.
I say this all the time when I talk about the years I worked as a cook, and I'll say it again. If everyone in the world had to spend one mandatory year working in the service industry, we'd probably have world peace.
World peace?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
eye-opening.
Yeah, it's eye-opening just
Right.
the way people just look at you differently when you're working in that kind of sector. You just see how people get treated sometimes, and
Right.
yeah.
Right.
If-
From the servers to the people in the
Yeah.
back ends. Yeah. I do understand that.
For sure, yeah. Like
Okay.
this wasn't
Interesting.
necessarily at Shula's, but one more story. Less on that kind of note, more on just like sometimes what customers can be like. I was working at the restaurant I worked at after I left Shula's. We were having an incredibly busy night. Someone orders a pound of wings.
And you were the cook there.
I was a cook
Let's
there.
be clear.
I was a full-on
very
cook
popular
there.
place in Whitby.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. Very
Yep.
good. Great food, reasonable prices.
You don't work there anymore.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But they asked for a pound of wings, well done. Easy enough. Put the wings in the fryer, let them do their thing, serve them, send them out. Comes back, not well done enough, the customer's saying. So I go, okay.
Can I interject? Who orders their wings well done?
This guy, apparently.
Like, it's not prime rib.
So the thing is, again, like this was a crazy busy night. We got a full board of orders.
Yep.
I was like, okay, this guy wants his wings more well done. That's fine. Put the wings back in, for double the time to make sure they're really, really well done.
Crispy, I feel like.
Very
Is that what
crispy.
he's saying?
So send them back out. Come back. Not well done enough. So I put them in the fryer again, take them out of the fryer, put them in the oven, blast it in the oven, take them out again, send them back out.
The poor server.
They come back. Not well done enough.
Yeah, see, this is where it's a good thing I wasn't there that night.
So at this point, I'm like getting mad. because I've got stuff to do that's more urgent than this single order of wings. So I drop them again in the fryer, put them in, and I just let them sit there for
So basically they're burning.
By the time they come out, they are burnt.
Right.
And I put them in the bowl. I send them out. The server's looking at it. She's like, Austin, I can't serve this. These are burnt. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't make them more well done without burning them.
Right.
So she relents. She's like, okay. She takes them out.
Yep.
A few minutes later, she comes back without the wings. And she just looks at me, that dead inside expression. He says they're the best wings he's ever had.
Oh my God. On a good day.
Even on a good day. Like, it's not a depression thing. It's just like, again, it's a brain thing of like, okay, my battery's spent, get out. And that's sort of what I'm like. So when I view that sort of through a depression lens, it's also, it kind of feeds onto that to a certain degree. Like, my mental health isn't something that I usually get too in depth with, but it's something I've learned through the years is kind of coming to terms with the fact that it's a part of my life. It's a part of who I am. It doesn't define me. No. But it's also something that's never going to go away. No. So sooner or later, I'm just going to have to get comfortable with the fact that it's part of me and I got to deal with it. And that's something I learned over the years, is to be able to say, yeah, you know, this is a part of me. So it is, sometimes I will maybe be a bit more distant or a bit more, or just appear off sometimes, but it's a part of who I am. And I hope you understand that. And thankfully, I've been in a position where anyone I've talked to about this, for the most part, has been extremely positive and extremely supportive about it. Yeah. Which is why I'm thankful for the groups and the friends and the family that I do have, is that almost unanimously it's been extremely positive.
Have you started telling more people? You know, is it a conversation that you feel if you meet a new friend, and I'm giving a situation,
sure,
you know, maybe they're starting to become a closer friend 6 months down the road. Are you feeling like this part of your journey is something that you want to tell new people in your life?
Again, not really in like the full details, but I will tell people, like, as I'm going friends with them, like, I do mention, yeah, I do have depression. I have social anxiety. Again, social anxiety lower on the ladder, but still I do mention that I do have these mental health struggles. Wow. And I don't even mention it as like all right, here's my confession. This is me coming out to you about the struggles I've been through. Lately, I've just learned to just mention it. Like, if it happens to be a relevant topic to whatever we're talking about, I can use that as like, okay, well, I have this, and here's how I can approach that from my frame of mind. I think it was like maybe a year after that one bad incident, which is when I went on social media and I actually spoke about it publicly the very first time. I gave you permission to tell like your close friends and obviously our family. A few. Yeah. But for the first while, I was very, very private. Mm-hmm. But that was around the point where I was like, I can't be afraid of this anymore. So I just did this very long Facebook post, just going through. It was very good, though. It was very, you really opened up. I remember being proud of what I wrote, even if I don't remember all the specifics of it. And again, response to that was extremely positive. Oh, yeah. And I guess another story I had, which helped me learn to open up more about it, was there was a very brief, maybe 2-month period where I was doing work as like one of those door knockers that comes to your house at like 6 o'clock at night trying to get donations. And I was working for this facility that specializes in mental health as a contractor, really. It was the Canadian Mental Health Society. Yeah, right. Yep. So it was one of my last weeks there. I was doing the door knocking. This woman opened her door, and I did, the usual speech. I talked about, hey, I'm with I'm with these people. Here are some stats. Would you like to donate? And she looked at me and she's like, come inside. And I was like, okay, we're either about to have a story or I'm about to get mugged. But I went inside, just followed my gut, and she's like, my husband passed away a couple weeks ago from depression. And we had a very long talk where I was just guiding her through it, helping her understand, like, from someone with depression's perspective, what sort of leads to that. And going back to sort of what I said at the beginning, she was like, how did I miss the signs? How could I have missed that? Like, what's wrong with me? And I was like, there's nothing wrong with you. He didn't want you to know.
Obviously, cancer through treatment or just through itself has a tremendous impact on your physical body. And we'll get into that a bit later when we talk about your treatment. But what about the mental impact for you? Because I think that was very significant.
It was huge. And I'm going to throw that back to you too, because when I first walked into that first appointment, I remember walking in and we were standing in line and I'm looking around, and this is going to sound, I don't want it to sound harsh, but I remember looking at you and going, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm out. We're going home. I can't. And I'm super strong, and I don't know, It was completely overwhelming. You're putting yourself in a situation where you're surrounded with people just like yourself, different cancers, whatever they are. They're some looking very, very sick, and it was an immediate reaction, like
it all just hit you.
We're going back to the car, and you grabbed my hand.
Yeah.
And you said, you're not going anywhere. And then, we checked in and I sat in the waiting room. What I really appreciated about that first appointment was we saw the Cancer Center dermatologist. Her name is Dr. Mackenzie. And then, of course, right after that, we met with the oncologist, Dr. Wright.
Yep.
We sat in our room, and then somebody came in, if you remember. Her name was Debbie, and she sat down in a chair in front of me and she said, I'm a nurse. You're going to be seeing the dermatologist soon, plus Dr. Wright's going to come in, but I'm here to make sure you're okay. And I looked at her and went, I don't understand. Like, are you a nurse? And she said, I'm talking about your mental health. She goes, not only do we take care of you physically here, but people that have been diagnosed with cancer, it really plays a number on your head, and I need you to talk to me. And I think what I remember is that's when I really broke down. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I can't leave my kids. I can't.
Yeah.
And she gave me such strength. She was somebody I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't trust people. But she was exactly what I needed right at that time, because she made me really feel like I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm very grateful for, because I think up until that point, like, you were obviously like shaken by it. You were affected.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, like, you seemed strangely composed from my eyes. Like, obviously I don't know what was going on, like, when I wasn't around, when I wasn't there to see how you're reacting, but you always seemed to be keeping it together.
Yeah.
And it was in that moment where she was like, it's okay to let it all out. You need to be okay mentally, where I think you were finally able to just completely open up with how much it had affected you mentally.
Yeah, it was hard.
Which is why I wanted to talk about it. Because again, people talk about the physical aspects of it. Not as many people talk about how it affects your mind and your perception on things, what you're thinking.
Yeah. I decided not long after that, you may remember, but I decided that I needed to go public with this. And it took me, it probably took me a good 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I know that I definitely got through this particular appointment once we went in and we met with the surgeon oncologist. Then we knew that they were going to have to now go into my lymph nodes. They were fairly certain, based on where the high level of melanoma was, that it had gone to the lymph nodes. So now we had a really major surgery that we were preparing for. And
they were pushing it through pretty quickly, thankfully for them, because of the lymph node factor.
There was no delay. Yeah, I think we waited 3 weeks, if that. But so I decided to go public with it. Because mentally, maybe it would have been easier for me. It was really a struggle. I still continued working. I mean,
despite all of our best efforts,
really busy in real estate. You know, clearly what we've eliminated is the same day I told you, I had to tell your brother.
Yeah.
You know, and so we all kind of created, the three of us, along with Nicole, the four of us, I should say.
Yeah.
A plan of, you know, I certainly, when it came to you guys, never felt alone.
Right.
But it was an interesting journey because I experienced two things. I experienced people who really don't fully understand how bad it is to have melanoma brush off. You're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. We're gonna actually have a few guests come on, which is really great. But has anything else changed?
Well, given from your not so subtle pointing towards yourself,
I can't believe
you've
you
gotten
haven't
yourself
noticed it.
a little makeover. A little makeover with your hair.
I did that last week, didn't I?
Oh yeah, I remember. You were calling me on the way home, telling me that traffic was falling apart.
Yeah.
Everyone turning their
The
heads.
Paparazzi was following
to look at
me,
you.
for
Cameras flashing.
For
roads
sure,
closed.
for sure. As I was in the car driving, I could, like, cars were crashing. I was pretty sure I saw the paparazzi as well.
It's like that. It was like that scene out of the first Austin Powers movie where he's just running away from a crowd of women, and you're just in the street, just like, oh.
Right.
Exactly.
It was almost just like that.
Almost exactly.
Yes, yes. Your cousin Marissa did it, and I can't remember now because of the memory issues. Did I tell you that I was doing this before I left the house?
You told me you were thinking about it.
Oh, I did. Okay.
You told me that
Okay.
you did it
Okay.
after you had gotten it, but you had told me that you were considering it.
I do think the conversation did go something like, be aware.
Yeah, pretty much.
Prepare yourself. There's a bit of a difference in your mother.
When you told me, it was almost like a warning.
Yeah, very much, very much. And maybe that was because I didn't want you to not like it. Who knows? Who
Well,
knows?
sure, but I mean,
But
like,
I did completely change. It's chocolate brown with
Yep.
some red, and it's I'm getting a lot of great feedback. That's for
yeah,
sure.
you have been, and yeah, honestly, like, obviously, at first, it takes a little bit of getting used to, because for me, like, my entire life, you've always been sort of that blonde that. Going from varying degrees
was
of like,
born like that.
slightly brownish blonde
Yeah.
to the brighter, depending. But
Yeah.
you've always had that blonde in your hair. So when you walked in and you were the pure chocolate brown, like, I was like, whoa. Like, it's something you
know.
can't really picture until you see it for yourself. But that being said,
Your face said it all.
You do pull it off. Like, it does look great on you.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Of course, it's the truth.
You know, some people, I did a post to kind of let everybody know, and in that post, it definitely looked a little bit more red, but I think it's because I have got the moon roof, so
It was dark in that picture,
it's
yeah.
definitely a bit darker. But as I'm shocking everybody that I see, the feedback's been really, really good about it.
Right,
So
yeah.
I feel like, you know, when you're 57, there's no rules other than the laws of our land to follow, and of course our real estate rules, which I would never break. And I just kind of went the blonde. I was having some issues in my hair anyways for the last 2 years.
Ever since
Bless
we
her heart,
moved, yeah.
Marissa. She's been doing my hair since we moved to Quinty. And it's been a struggle to keep the blonde in. We're not sure if it's just the water. We're not sure if all of a sudden my hair has changed. So I'm like, let's do a change, a total change.
Well, this isn't even the first major change that you've done in the last year regarding your hair. You also cut it a lot shorter than you usually do. You used to have it like closer to shoulder length.
Past, yeah.
Yeah, shoulder length and past. And then one day you're like,
boom.
I'm going to do short. It was eerily similar to how you did it when you decided to change your hair color. You just called me and just like, what if I did my hair a little shorter? I'm like, well, you can try it. Because, I mean, what happens if you don't like it? You let it grow back out.
It'll grow. And it'll grow back healthier, too. It definitely needed a whole...
And then a couple days later, I got the call saying, I cut my hair shorter.
Just letting you know, when I walk in that door, you're going to be surprised.
And just like this, when everyone saw it, their first reaction was, oh, my God. And then their immediate follow-up was, that looks really good on you.
Looks so much better,
Yeah.
so much better, so much better. That's the feedback I was getting, and I'm getting the feedback with this. So hopefully everybody likes it. But
Hopefully.
This is here to stay for quite a while, let me tell you.
Yeah, we can have like images on the video.
Yeah,
We'll see
exactly.
if they can do that for sure.
I remember when we had our Katie Cat, you were doing an audition, and I remember it was a really scary voice.
I
Like
remember that.
to me, you sounded like some big dragon or monster or something, and you practiced it endlessly before you actually had to do the audition.
Yeah.
And every time you would practice that particular character, oh my gosh, she would fly to the basement. You freaked her out.
Oh, yeah.
Was it not a
It was definitely a monster. What
Yeah.
I think it was an audition for some fighting game. I didn't get the part, but it was specifically like some kind of like alien monster-y thing where it was described as like being evil, like really liking to fight and hurt things.
Yeah.
So I did like a full-on monster voice for that, which again, with deeper voices is something that you can be really good at. So what I did, and hopefully I don't blow out the mics while I'm doing this.
Maybe move it away from you.
Yeah. So I think the line was, I crave more.
Oh, that was it, Austin. Holy
And
man.
Katie did not like that.
Oh, Katie freaked out. She freaked out.
She
I'll never
really
forget
did not
that.
like that one. No.
That might be my favorite voice of yours.
Hmm.
Because when you do that character, you sound nothing like yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's sort of the interesting thing with voice acting is oftentimes a lot of what people associate it with is, voices, like sounding different, playing certain characters. But I think what's also important is that it is still acting. Like, you got to be able to sell your character convincingly and if you really want to succeed. Like, I can put on like a deep booming voice, but if I read every line as, hello, how are you doing today? I am doing well. Lovely weather, isn't it? I'm going to get nowhere because that's terrible acting.
Right. Well, you know what? I think that's a spectacular small piece of you've got a lot more character voices that you can do, and maybe throughout different episodes we'll bring out a couple of more people.
Yeah, who knows?
Hey,
You never
who
know.
knows who'll be sitting across from me one day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have you do the entire podcast as SpongeBob. Oh my God, could you imagine?
One day I'll try something like that for sure, because that seems like something I'd really find fun to do.
Precise moment everything started going downhill
Yeah.
because there was actually 2 employee walkouts that happened under his tenure.
Yes, there was.
We had 10 general managers in 12 months because every time they tried to change something for the better or say he's overstepping his boundaries, they'd get fired.
Yes.
So, walkout number 1. In the kitchen staff, we have a schedule that's made by the kitchen manager. But the owner was going behind the kitchen manager's back to change the schedules without anyone realizing. No one knew why he was doing it. It was probably to find a way to save some money somehow.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
But eventually a new kitchen manager took over and he was like, listen, I'm going to do this job on one condition. That's it. One condition.
Yeah.
I handle the schedules. You stay out of it. We go about the week doing our job. Schedule gets changed.
Couldn't
by the
help
owner.
himself.
So he looks at the schedule. He looks at the rest of the kitchen staff and he goes, let's go. And they all left. And this was the day that Shoeless was doing a new menu. So we had a ton of prepping to do. We were expecting to have a huge launch. And suddenly I'm in the back. I'm watching all of the kitchen staff, all the line cooks just walking out. And I'm like, what's going on? And one of the guys just looks at me and goes, go home, Austin. We're not going to be open today. And every single one of them quit. Every single one of them.
They did.
And I went into the work the next day. They had to bring in a bunch of staff from another Shoeless location.
Other franchises.
To fill in. And it was a crazy day. I don't know how he survived that, but he didn't survive number 2.
No.
Because what was happening later on was there was some wonkiness happening with some of our checks where some people were just straight up missing money. They were missing hours that they had logged. And this had been an ongoing issue for a while.
It was.
But it was getting bad towards the end.
Yeah. Weeks were missing off checks.
Yeah. So it got to the point where one of the last weeks, the general manager, and she was one of the better ones we had, so it's a shame she had to go through this. She had to walk up to the servers, the girls, and she was like, listen, we don't have the money to pay everyone this week, so the guys in the kitchen are getting their paychecks, and you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for yours. Now, this Shoeless show's second most profitable in Eastern Canada.
It was prior to this.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had the money. So where it was going.
There was the money.
Yeah.
Not at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the girls got pissed. Rightfully so, mind you, because they're workers. They're doing their job. They should be getting paid for it. So they all storm out while the owner is there.
Yep.
Meeting with head office.
Yep. They did a walkout.
Yep. The next day, as the prep cook, I'm the first one in. I'm going in to open up.
It was locked, wasn't it?
They were locked with wood chips stuffed into the locks.
Yep.
And signs on the doors saying the owner is being evicted and we as the franchise have the right to sue you. So first call was to the general manager and I was like, hey, so funny story. There's all this on the doors. I can't get in. Would you happen to know anything about this? And she was like, Austin, you're the one telling me about this.
Well, you started work at 9 a.m.
But apparently the owner was already like doing phone calls and stuff, so he must have been aware of this already. He just didn't tell anyone.
Doesn't matter.
Then my next phone call is to you going, hey, so I don't think I have a job anymore.
Yep.
And
I
then
came back and picked you up.
that whole day we just drove around Whitby and I was just handing out resumes everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just so happens that the vaults was in need of an extra hand.
Our friend worked there, Janet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is how I ended up there for the next few years.
Exactly.
And at that time, I didn't have my own car yet. I would just take either you would drive me to work or I would just take an Uber. So one night I was done a shift at the vault. I called the Uber. He arrives. Who is it but the old owner of Shoeless Joe's himself?
He's now an Uber driver.
As an Uber driver. And I'm walking in and I'm like, he looks slightly familiar. What?
You texted me from the back seat and you're like, he's my Uber driver.
Like, why does he look so familiar?
Oh.
No. Quietest 10 minutes of my life.
Yeah. What a
Like,
guy.
what do you even say?
What
like,
a guy.
How are you doing?
Hopefully he got sued. Hopefully he got what was coming to him.
Yeah. Well,
While we have you two here, we just want to thank you because you guys have been so generous. I mean, $100 gift card is not that big of a deal. And we've been appreciating the advertising throughout the multiple episodes. And it's pretty cool because we typically watch Mondays after I get home from council.
You do.
And we love it. It's tradition. And to see our logo up on the podcast, it's special.
Oh, thank you.
100%.
You know, I think when Austin and I were talking originally about having you guys on, and you know what? You really are our first guest. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah.
this really is not about us. This is about making people smile, bringing warmth into people's lives. And I really said right from the get-go that, you know, we all do a lot for each other. That's just what humanity is all about. But you guys have been such a supporter, not only of this podcast, but of me and my journeys, my sons and their journeys, and my family. So this today really is about giving back to the two of you.
T, I'll just say it's easy to support the people you care about. And we equally care as much about you and your family and Austin and Boogie and Nicole.
Don't forget Nicole.
and
our sweet Nicole.
And you've included us in so much. You know, your real estate gala, every winter we get invited to. It's a privilege to go.
Your family.
Yeah, anything that you think we would like to be included in, Blue Jay games, etc. You've always included us. So we as much as you say thanks to us and it matters, I'm going to say right back to you.
Oh, well, that's why we're family, right? So Austin, I know you had a couple of things that you wanted to share.
Right. Well, sort of what I was thinking of is, I mean, like we said, you guys have been through a lot. One of the ones that first comes to mind is back when your Uncle Rick, who lived in Oshawa, his house had a vicious fire, burned down.
Yes.
A lot was lost in it. It was a big deal at the time. Yeah. And you guys stepped up, like you held a massive fundraiser for them, multiple fundraisers, if I remember right. But
you did.
Yes.
You did.
So that was huge for us. And
that was just one thing.
Yeah, that was just
we
one.
did. My aunt and uncle had a fire in the night. It was on February 17th, probably about 12 years ago, maybe. And they lost their entire house. And you know, he was my father, really. So, you know, my call was to Matt. Matt's like, we got to do something. And that's where I think our first fundraiser was at the South Oak. We did that. You graciously helped with the food. We had a lot in attendance. And then Matt got the Whippy men's hockey team involved.
Yeah.
And then at McKinney, wasn't it? There was another fundraiser for them. And my aunt and uncle were blown away. Yeah. They didn't even have a toothbrush. You know?
Yeah, shout out Whippy Men's Hockey League. You're absolutely right. When they learned of the situation with your Uncle Rick, it was a no-brainer. And every year at the championship weekend at McKinney, first weekend of April, they always write a check to a charity or not-for-profit. And once they heard about that, they got involved immediately and said, this is the one.
Yeah.
What a fantastic last clip that I definitely know what it is at the time that we're recording this.
A little embarrassing, a few embarrassing moments there, I think.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But that's our favorite, right?
Oh, no question. Absolutely hilarious or very insightful. Again, don't know yet.
Don't know. But you know what? We thank everybody for watching. We really appreciate everybody subscribing. At the end of the day, we still need your help. We are reaching 1,000 subscribers. That's our goal. We're doing it little by little. So we need everybody to like, share, subscribe, but also, Austin, leave a comment. We want to hear from you.
We've got plenty more episodes coming. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to know what you want us to talk about. And even just throw us some of your pictures. Like we said, you're a crazy lifers. End of every episode, we'll throw something on.
That's right.
A little shot of you enjoying the podcast.
We do thank everybody for being here because you know what, Austin? You know what, everybody? We're just laughing through life with a mom and her son.
Indeed. And you know what else?
What?
You know, life, it sure can be crazy.
Yes.
And it seems sometimes that maybe we can't change that. But however, we can talk about it.
And we sure do.
We do.
We'll see you next time.
See ya. Take care, everyone.